Recording. Hi, everyone. Good morning. Hello, hello. Hello. Happy Sunday. Thank you for being here. My name is Raina, and it's good to be here. I'm excited to move with you all today. We're going to be using some blankets, and so please have a couple of blankets or towels. One would be fine. Two, I think, would be more fine. So yeah, have a couple of blankets or towels, and then just any other props that you like to have around. I have a couple blocks, and then to be fair, I also have like a shelf of props under here if I ever need anything extra. And so I totally recommend having just extra stuff on hand. When I say extra, like pillows from your couch, just extra towels, anything that just gives you a little bit more support. So cool, we'll get started in just a couple minutes, giving everyone just a little time to get set up and have any water or warm beverages nearby. My home is very dark today because I had to put a blanket over my front door to block the dog from seeing out because we have new neighbors. and it just feels like a little, a little den right now. And honestly, it's kind of hitting, it's kind of landing with my energy. So, and we'll get started just on our bottoms. Yeah, it's cozy. It's definitely cozy. It's also, it's like I've been kind of like running incense nonstop because my partner's out of town, and he just has really bad allergies. And so I can't burn nearly as much incense as I would like to. Enough incense for me would just be like a constant stream of it. And so I have been just nonstop burning like multiple sticks of incense at a time. It's been really nice. So a little about me. Cool. So while you're getting set up, and I will re-instruct this, but we're gonna make some blanket burritos. And I personally like a 2 blanket burrito, but that's just gonna depend on your body. So I would say, like, if you know that like heart openers will be laying over the blanket, will be laying on top of it. If you think a bigger roll would be okay for your body today, then you can try that. But you could also just start with one and then add the second one, or you could take it out. But yeah, so just rolling the blankets up. I like to lay them on top of each other and then just roll them up and get a nice kind of thick roll. And we don't want it too short. We want it to be as long as our kind of spine, our upper body. And then you can just lay that in the middle of your mat, because we're going to start our class laying over that. So giving yourself that little bit of time to get set up. And if you want, we're going to get started in just a minute, but you can go ahead and lay down over your blanket, the blanket roll going across your, or along your spine, pardon me. Okay. And your arms can be out just to the sides. They can be over your head. It really doesn't particularly matter to me what you do with your arms, as long as you're feeling comfortable. Okay. Awesome. So for those who just entered, we've made some blanket burritos. I have 2 blankets rolled up here in just a little roll. And so if you don't have at least 1 blanket or towel, please grab one. And then we're all just going to get started with our burrito under our backs along our spine. And so once you're ready, you can go ahead and lay down. Laying down slowly, just so you can readjust.
That's the plan. Okay. And then I need to go grocery shopping. I want to figure out what I'm going to cook for Dusek, and then go to like a real grocery shop.
Okay.
Need some more.
Okay, that sounds like a plan. So you guys are set for lunch?
Yeah. Whoa.
Okay.
1 second. If you're not muted, make sure you're muted. Can you hear me? Sorry, I can't tell. Someone said my mic is muted, but it seems like, oh, you can hear me. Okay, cool. Thanks. Sorry, I do put my computer on mute just during class sometimes. And so that was happening. Anyway, let's get started. So go ahead and lay down over your blanket. Blanket going along your spine and allowing your head to also rest on it. And so if you don't have space for your head to rest, you can grab an extra pillow. I like a cactus shape in the arms here, but you can really kind of do whatever you want or change it up as we move through it. And then just allow your eyes to close. Legs can be extended or knees can be bent, whatever feels better for your lower back. We're just going to give ourselves a little time to really settle in. So just starting by letting your energy settle down towards your body. And sometimes mornings can feel a little hectic. Even a Sunday morning, which is like stereotypically supposed to be this just easy breezy day, can feel a little hectic. And so if you've had any moments of stress leading up to this class, anything that maybe has scattered your energy a little bit this morning, see if you can use your breath, just collect your energy back in towards your body. Taking in your surroundings and allowing yourself to integrate with them. Home practice is special because it really asks us, can we be present on our mat? Can we do the practice without the perfect context, the perfect situation? And I think personally, it strengthens the practice because that's what it's really for, giving us the skills to move through life. And so maybe a little bit of extra work sometimes, but not without benefit. Scanning your body, just seeing how you're feeling today, always reminding yourself you can readjust, you can shift, you can make things work for you. Dropping your awareness down into your breath. Noticing the quality of your breath, the texture of it. Knowing that the breath is really the anchor of this practice. It's the focus of a lot of this practice, being able to be with our breath and to control it, even when the physicality may feel a little wild, whether that be fast, very physically demanding, or really slow, asking us to soften and slow down. The breath is constant. The breath is there to help us make our way through whatever we're offering ourselves. And so with your next exhale, just try to clear your body out. And draw a slow, easy breath in through your nose. And take a big sigh as you exhale. 2 more just like that. So a nice deep breath in. And a big sigh out. Last one, inhale. And a big exhale. You can slowly just start to blink your eyes open or refocus your gaze. If your arms aren't in this cactus shape, please bring them there. So elbows are bent, palms are facing the sky. And with an inhale, begin to draw your forearms together in front of your face. They may not touch, and that's totally fine. As you exhale, just open your arms back out. I'll take 4 more like that. So inhale, arms come towards each other. Exhale, open. Inhale, close your arms. Exhale, open. 2 more. Inhale together. Exhale apart. Last one. Inhale, arms towards each other. And exhale, open. Let them rest. And this time your arms can either glide across the ground, or you can just really gently kind of hover them over. I personally like to glide. And with an inhale, start to reach your arms over your head, seeing if you can tap your fingertips. Exhale, slide them back down. So arms are staying kind of connected to the ground or just slightly hovering over. Good. Inhale, slide your arms overhead, fingertips tap. Exhale, slide them back down. 3 more, inhale, overhead. Exhale, back down. For 2, inhale, over. Exhale, down. Last one, inhale, overhead. And exhale, back down. Staying here for a round of breath. And then just flip one forearm onto the ground, palm of that hand presses into the ground, roll towards that arm and slide your blanket stack or your blanket roll just off to the side. We're going to be using it quite a few more times, and lay down flat onto your back. Bend your knees, place the soles of the feet on the ground, and then walk your feet wide, drop your knees in, little settling posture here, really trying to get kind of the full length of your back onto the ground. And if the whole back isn't on the ground, that's okay. That's the intention. Both palms can press into the ground from here, or you can keep your arms open, just seeing what your energy is asking for. If you're looking for a little more zip, or if you're feeling like you need to kind of ground down when you're about to start your practice. And from here, just start to windshield wiper your legs side to side. So nothing big, just dropping legs left and right. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to center. And draw your knees towards your armpits or towards your chest. And grab either behind your thighs or on top of your legs, whatever feels more available. Give yourself a little squeeze and rock side to side. Good. And we're going to make our way up to a seat. So you can either release your hands down, press your way up, or you can see how it feels to roll a little up and down your back, building some momentum and bringing yourself up to a seat. Cross-legged. I just have to wiggle myself back a little center on the mat. And if you're feeling like your bottom's really under you, grab your blankets, slide them under your hips, give them a little bit of a lift. Hands rest on your thighs and just take a moment. Arrive to this plane. Bring your hands onto your knees, get a nice firm grip, and coming into some rib cage circles, start to circle your chest around your lower body. And you can keep these circles really central, a little more rib cage focused, or you can kind of rock and roll, making it almost a full body type motion here. And then just pausing to switch the direction of your circles. And slowly letting your circles dissolve, bringing everything back towards the center, making things a little smaller. Taking a few rounds of breath, just down the middle, releasing that physical swirling and just coming to the kind of interior swirling. Okay. You can either swing your feet around or roll over them, coming into tabletop. Hands about shoulder distance, feet about, or knees about hips distance, excuse me. And with an inhale, find your cow pose. Exhale, cat. And let's just move through some cat-cow and some like cat-cow-esque things, just circling the hips, wiggling the tail side to side, chest circles, even rock forward and back, or keep it really traditional. But using this time to start to explore what's feeling good in your body today and what's feeling maybe a little crunchy or a little off. And we're not going to ignore it either, but we're going to see how we can smooth things out and maybe connect them to find a little bit more balance and a little bit more neutrality. Good, and coming back to center after your next round. And very slowly start to walk your hands forward and lower yourself all the way to the ground. Take your hands wide, so nice and wide, press just your fingertips into the ground. Head is just slightly hovering off the ground. With an inhale, press your heart away from the earth. Nice wide cobra here. Exhale, lower. Good. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, lower down. 3 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. For 2, inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Good. Stack your hands and rest your forehead down onto them. Bring your big toes towards each other. Let your heels flop out for crocodile pose. Taking 3 rounds of breath here. Good. Lift your head up and bring your arms out to a T or maybe a cactus. It's just going to depend on who you are. And so you can even kind of be somewhere in the middle. So pressing your hands into the ground, finding your middle ground here. Start to reach your left foot over your right leg, keeping your shoulders towards the earth. They're going to move some, but just kind of trying to keep our hands connected to the ground. Maybe the toe touches, maybe it doesn't. Come back to center and then switch. Right foot moves over left leg. Maybe it taps, maybe it doesn't. Back to center. Good. Left foot moves over. Back to center. Right foot moves over. Back to center. 1 more each side. So left foot over, center, and right foot over and center. Good. Slide your hands in, press your heart up, come back into tabletop. Okay. Take an inhale, find a little cow pose. And as you exhale, tuck your toes, sit your hips back for a moment. And when you've got as far as you can, lift your knees up and find downward facing dog. We'll take 5 rounds of breath here. Pedaling your feet, making space for your body by taking them a little wider maybe, and really pressing the earth away. And just as a reminder, if your knees are always bent and your heels never touch the ground, you're still doing downward facing dog. In fact, that's how my down dog pretty much always looks, and I'm okay with that. I love it, in fact. 2 more rounds of breath here. Beautiful. Shift your gaze up between your hands and start to make the journey towards your forward fold. You can walk, you can waddle. Once you arrive, bend your knees a little bit deeper. Grab your elbows with your hands and gently sway your upper body side to side. And if the sway doesn't feel good, don't do it. You can hang in the middle. You can press your hands into your blocks for a little bit more support. Taking this for 5. And slowly releasing that sway. Coming back to the center. Release your arms down. Hands can press to the earth or to your blocks. And with an inhale, take a halfway lift. Lift your heart. Gaze shifts out ahead of you. Exhale, fold. We'll take 4 more like that. So inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Good. Inhale, lift up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold back into Uttanasana. 1 more. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, fold. Good. And as if we are kind of inflating here to a really slow 7 count, we'll come up to standing. So begin rising up for 7, knees stay bent, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. As you arrive to the top, take a moment, just settle in, just be there. And then take time to readjust. So hair, clothes, take a sip of water, whatever helps you feel a little bit more ready to be standing and ready to be here. Okay. Bring your arms out ahead of you, link your thumbs together and flip your palms forward. So your hands are going to kind of look like this. Just starting here so you can see, because my hands are going to go slightly out of frame. And with an inhale, bring your hands overhead, arms come by your ears, and then take a few shrugs. See how it feels to have your biceps really, really close to your ears, maybe even touching, and then see how it feels to have a little bit more space. And we're looking for a little bit more space today. So relaxing your shoulders away from your ears. Feet about hips distance apart, maybe a little bit wider. Take an inhale, start to reach your arms back. Chest moves towards the sky. And exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, side bend left. Inhale, center. Side bend right. Inhale, center. Side bend left. Good. This time, inhale, center. Exhale, fold forward. Hands come to your blocks. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to fold. And you can keep your hands on your blocks or the ground, whatever you're using for support, a chair. Start to lean your weight into your left foot and step your right toes all the way to the back of your mat. Bend your left knee and walk your hands in just a little closer to your body so you don't feel like your arms are stretching out ahead of you. With a nice stable base here, pushing into the earth or your blocks, lift your heart up, gaze shifts out, take an inhale. And as you exhale, send your hips back, straightening your left leg, finding just something straighter than it was. Good. Inhale, bend your knee. Exhale, hips back, extended pyramid. 3 more. Inhale, bend. Exhale, hips back. For 2, inhale, bend. Exhale, back. Last one, inhale, bend. And exhale, straighten. Good. Inhale, bend your knee. And as you exhale, take a big step or steps up with your right foot. Coming back toward your forward fold. This time, shift your weight into your right foot, step your left foot all the way to the back of the mat. If you need to readjust your hands, readjust. Press them firmly down. Look out ahead of you. Take an inhale. Exhale, hips back, right leg moves straighter. Good. Inhale, forward. Exhale, hips back. Good. 3 more. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, pyramid. For 2, inhale, lunge. Exhale, pyramid. Last one, inhale, lunge. Exhale, pyramid pose. Good. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, take that step or steps up, forward fold. And walk your hands out once again, and with an inhale, take a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll up to standing, eventually reaching arms overhead. And as you exhale, cactus your arms wide, pulling your elbows towards your hips. Good. With this inhale, gather your hands in at heart center. Exhale, settle in. And link your thumbs together once again with the opposite thumb on top. It's going to feel weird, but it's good to do both sides. So opposite thumb is on top. With an inhale, arms come overhead. Switching it up, exhale, side bend lift. Inhale, center, heart lifts. Exhale, side bend right. Good, one more round. Inhale, center. Exhale, side bend left. Inhale, center. Exhale, side bend right. Good, inhale, center. Exhale, fold forward. Good, hands come to your blocks. Taking a moment here, feet hips distance, start to lean your weight into your left foot. Step your right toes all the way to the back of the mat. Walk your hands towards your body. Take an inhale, find your lunge, really lift your heart. Exhale, hips back to hold here. You can stay just like this, or you can walk your hands in and try to peel your toes off the earth for a little cat lunge here. A little bend of the knee. And if this feels really available to you, I want you to try bending your knee even more and then think cow pose, lift your heart, peel your toes away from the earth. Breathing here for 3, for 2, and 1. Good, with an inhale, move forward, bending that left knee. And as you exhale, lower your right knee to the earth. You need a little support, grab your blanket or flip your mat under your knee. And take an inhale to rise up into your low lunge, arms come overhead. Exhale, just settle in here for a moment. Check in, do you need some support? I do. So just finding space in your lunge. You can pulse, you can stay static. Once you're feeling good here, link your thumbs together, whichever thumb you want on top, palms forward. Start to reach your arms back, heart moves towards the sky. Lift the core, lift your belly away from the earth. Breathing here for 3, for 2. Good, take an inhale. Keep your arms where they are, and as you exhale, send your hips back, straighten your left leg, a little half fold here. Left toes can stay pressed to the earth for 3, for 2. Last one. Good. Inhale, bend your left knee, come back to center. Exhale, release your hands down. Tuck your right toes, lift your right knee, and take a big step or steps up towards the top of the mat, finding your forward fold. You can wiggle your hips a little side to side. Take a moment here, and then we'll do the other side. So weight comes onto your right foot. Step your left foot to the back of your mat. Maybe walk your hands in, and with an inhale, lift your heart. Feel your lunge. Exhale, hips back, right leg moves straighter to hold here. So you can stay just like this, or you can walk your hands in a little bit. Start to peel your right toes off the earth for a little cat lunge. Taking this for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. With an inhale, move forward, bend your right knee. And as you exhale, lower your left knee to the earth. Take your time, adjust. And then eventually come on up, arms overhead, and take a moment here. And again, you can pulse, you can find a little more stillness. And then once you're feeling good, link your thumbs together, palms face forward. Arms start to reach back, chest moves towards the sky. And then engage your core. Squeeze your legs towards the midline of your body for 3, 2, and 1. Take an inhale. Keep your arms where they are. Exhale, send your hips back. Find a little half fold here. Right leg straightens a bit for 3, for 2, and 1. Find an inhale and come back to your lunge, arms overhead. Exhale, hands come down to your blocks. Tuck your left toes, lift your left knee, big steps up, forward fold. Take a moment right here, wiggle your hips. And with an inhale, rise up, arms come overhead. As you exhale, pull your elbows towards your hips, cactusing your arms wide. Good inhale, gather your hands into heart center. And exhale, just settle in. Taking 3 more rounds of breath here. Good. And release your arms down. Give your hands a little bit of a shake, shoulders a little bit of a wiggle. And we're going to come into tree pose. And so I'm just going to turn to face you, but you can stay exactly where you are. So feet hips distance once again. If you feel like you might want some support, grab your block and you can put it inside your left foot to start, and you'll balance your toes on your foot or on your block instead of on your leg, just as an option for a little bit more stability. So wherever we are, slide your right foot into the inner line of your left ankle. And then if you're using that block, you can pop your foot onto the block to start, or you can swirl your toes along the ground. So the arch of your right foot comes onto the inner ankle of your left leg. And you can stay right here. Palms face out, fingers extend towards the ground, or you can see how it feels to start to slide your right foot up your left leg. Just finding a place to really press foot into leg and leg into foot. Ooh. Good. And you can come as high up as you'd like. This is as high up as I'd like to go. And now arms can stay right here, or if you'd like a little added neck stretch, bring the back of your left hand to your lower back. Right hand comes to the out or the left side of your head, and gently find a little neck stretch for 3, for 2, and 1. If your hand's on your head, release that first. Release both hands, and then foot comes down. Give your left leg a little shake, and we'll come to the other side. So left foot slides in or comes to that block. Swirl your toes and bring the arch of your left foot into the inner line of your right ankle. Palms face forward. Stay just like this, or slide your foot up, using your glute to really open the knee out. And then again, you can stay like this, or you can bring back of your right hand to your lower back, left hand to the right side of your head. Really gentle. We're not yanking on the head by any means. And if we felt like we were going to fall, it would be very easy to bail. It wouldn't be like pulling our head in any strange direction. For 3, 2, and 1. Hand comes off your head first, other hand releases, and foot comes to the ground. Give your legs a little bit of a shake. And with an inhale, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward. With an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees enough to be able to plant your hands and step back into tabletop. Good. And then sit your hips either back onto your heels or sit up on your knees, just so we can grab our blankets again and reestablish our burrito. So either 1 or 2 blankets, the choice is yours. And this time they're going to go across the mat, not along the mat, and in front of you. So across the mat in front of you. And to start, we're just going to lay over the blanket with the blanket just kind of where our rib cage is and where our diaphragm is. So thinking kind of about that cobra pose we were in earlier, laying down and adjusting. I don't want this like feeling painful for your diaphragm, but a little pressure is okay, a little bit of a massage. And then grab your blocks, put them under your forearms and press down into them. Hands can just kind of drape over your blocks. If you don't have blocks right here, that's totally fine. I just find this gives, I don't know, just like a nice amount of support and a more easy, like I want some ease here, time being in Sphinx pose. And so we're just going to take 5 rounds of breath here in this supported Sphinx pose. Good. If you have blocks under your forearms, just slide them forward. Bring your hands to the earth, press up, and move that blanket roll down. And so we want this time, the roll to be right, not belly button, like right where our pelvis is. If you're someone who gets cramps, you might have cramps down there, but just kind of in between our belly button and our pubic bone. There we go, anatomy. And so laying down over the blanket. And if it feels like too much pressure and you have 2 blankets, take 1 out. And then stack your hands, rest your forehead down. And take a moment here. You can rock your hips a little bit side to side. That may feel really good. It may feel like too much, in which case you can stay a little bit more still. Or if that doesn't feel like enough, bend your knees, soles of the feet meet the sky, and then you can rock your feet a little side to side. And this is just a great abdominal massage. If you're ever feeling kind of bloated, if you feel like after a meal, I know I eat so much Asian takeout that I often feel really bloated. And this really can just help kind of massage that area and calm things down in my experience. Just 2 more rounds of breath here. Good. And if the soles of your feet are in the air, lay them back down. And then what you're going to do is just roll onto your right side. And so whatever that looks like for you, you're just going to kind of roll along the blanket so that your right hip is pressing into the blanket. If you run out of blanket, just move yourself a little more center. And then you can lay down, extending your right arm for a little support. Left hand can rest on your hip or it can press to the ground. And you'll just roll back and forth across the blanket. Now I like to take it a little bit lower sometimes. So it's rolling a little bit more right on my hip bone, getting into that piriformis area. And this is going to look a little different for everyone. And so play with where the blanket is, just like gently moving yourself, maybe a little bit up, a little bit more down. And this is kind of like a more gentle foam rolling. It's basically a myofascial release. We'll take this for 3, for 2, and 1. Roll back onto your tummy. And then we'll just come right to the other side. Oh, it's not like the prettiest transition, but that's okay. So coming onto your other side, left hip is on the blanket, left arm extends, And then just roll a little back and forth. And if this feels really intense, you can soften, you can come off a little bit. You can take pause. Because maybe just being right here, being still and breathing is enough for you today. Taking this for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back on to your tummy. Recentering yourself on the mat just for a moment, and then press up. And you can slide the blanket a little bit further down. And so this last time, the blanket's going to go right kind of across our hip flexors, the top of the thighs. Just tops of the thighs, hip flexor area. And you can readjust the blanket and then lay down. And then again, you can just start rocking side to side. You can rest your head down. Same thing as before, you can pick your feet up and just roll back and forth. We'll be here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Your feet are up, rest them down, and then really briefly just roll onto your left side. Take a few rolls on your left. And then roll to center and take a few rolls on your right hip. This area can be really sensitive for some people, which is why we're not spending quite as long here. But if it feels really good for you, spend as long as you'd like, or come back to it later. You can do this all the time. And then come back to center. Slide your hands in, press yourself up. Take a few rounds, a cat-cow, wiggle yourself around. Good. And then grab your blanket roll. Keep it just as it is, or tighten up your blanket if it's kind of come undone. And you're going to place this across your calves. Kind of squeezing it towards your knee. And sit back for a moment. And rock a little side to side here. Hands can rest on your thighs. You can also do this with a much skinnier blanket as a little calf massage. You even do it with like a broomstick if you're feeling ambitious, but just something a lot thinner if you're trying to massage your calves, but it can be really intense. This is great for your ankles. This is great for your booty, the back of your thighs. Breathing here for 3, for 2, and 1. Coming up, slide your blanket out and sit to either side, just coming onto your bottom. And bring the soles of your feet together, knees wide. Grab onto your ankles. Pull your heart forward, take an inhale. Let your forearms and elbows gently press into the inner line of your legs. As you exhale, start to fold forward. And your fold is kind of activated by the pressing of your arms into your legs and the pulling of your heart forward with your hands. So you may not go very far, and that's okay. Taking this for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming up. And extend your legs out to the side, wide leg forward fold. If you take a lot of classes with me, you may notice I do this every class, and I think it's the best. So you can bring your blankets in front of you. And if you have some blocks and you know you'd like a little more height, you can put your blocks under your blanket. Boom. Pull your toes gently towards your body and then roll your pinkies towards the earth behind you. Lift your heart up. And if you feel like your booty's under you, you can take a moment, pull the flesh out and away from the center of your body, or you can sit onto something and then begin to fold forward. I just think it's so nice to have something to rest on down the middle. And then just imagine someone's pressing the outer hip, your outer hips towards the ground behind you. So as if they're rolling the tops of your thighs towards your butt. And as that's happening, pull your collarbones forward. So we have this kind of push and pull, this opposition going. And I'll just invite you to take a moment and close your eyes. Shift your gaze with your eyes closed up and in between your eyebrows as if you're trying to kind of look at this, third eye, the Ajna chakra, as we talk about. So looking up towards it. And as you're looking up towards it, imagine this channel moving down the center of your body towards the seat of yourself, the middle of yourself, your perineum area, just this long chain. Feeling grounded, feeling connected here. For 3. For 2. If you're gazing up, soften that. You can wiggle your eyebrows out. Your eyes are closed, begin to open them. And then slowly walk your hands towards your body, bringing yourself back up. Sitting up nice and tall, taking that moment here. Okay. And grab your blankets. You can grab just one this time or 2, it's really up to you. It's just for a little bit of head and neck cushion. So pop your blanket behind you, right where your head and neck will go. And we don't want the blanket going past our C7, which is like this little kind of lump at the top of your spine, the one that kind of sticks out for some people. And so really we just want the blanket from there up towards our head. You can scoot your blocks out of the way. Legs come towards each other, and then slowly lay yourself down, giving yourself that little bit of cushion. Knees are bent, soles of the feet on the ground, and then walk your feet wide, drop your knees in. Hands can be on your belly, they can be overhead, out to the side. Does not matter. Finding this little settling shape. And then draw your right knee up towards your armpit or towards your chest. Bring your right hand behind your right thigh. Give a little gentle pull. And then you can start to extend your left leg, just seeing how that feels. You can bring both hands behind your thigh if that's available. And coming into a supine twist, start to drop your right knee across your body. Arms can extend. Taking 5 rounds of breath here. And if any floating body parts feel just like they're pinching, like the joints that just need a little bit more support, you can grab a pillow, grab a blanket. My dog might bark, and just support those areas. Taking 2 more rounds of breath here in this twist. Good boy. And coming back to center and bringing the soles of both feet back to the earth. So sorry. He loves to bark right when we're trying to calm down. And then draw your left knee towards your left armpit. Bring your left hand behind your thigh. And just give yourself that little bit of squeeze and see how it feels to maybe start to extend your right leg. And from here, we'll come into the supine twist just on the other side. So left leg moving across your body. And finding just a feel good twist, I should say. And if anything feels like it needs a little support, put a blanket, a pillow, a block there. We'll take 5 rounds of breath in this twist. Good. And just slowly coming back to center. Bringing the soles of your feet to the ground. Knees drop in, feet walk out, just one more time. And then draw both knees towards your chest or towards your armpits. Bring your hands onto your legs somewhere and just give yourself a little squeeze. If you'd like to explore any other movements, any other shapes that may fully satisfy your practice, take the next few rounds of breath to do so. And then slowly release yourself down into Shavasana. And Shavasana is just any shape that'll support your stillness today. And so whatever that looks like, you can prop your knees up using a blanket or some pillows. You can be on a side, on your tummy, or even sitting. Allowing your eyes to close or your gaze to soften. And we'll take a few minutes here just to be still and quiet, just to be with ourselves. And I'll bring you out when the time comes. So enjoy your Shavasana, my friends. And just starting to deepen your breath. Knowing that you're welcome to stay here for as long as you have time for. But if you're ready to bring some movement back into your body, start small. Wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. And then just begin to take up a little more space. Reach a little further, reach a little longer, breathe a little deeper. Bringing yourself into just a slightly new shape or new shapes. And then using slowly just coming up back to a comfortable seat. Once you arrive there, you can bring one hand to your belly, one hand to your chest, either to touch or to hover. Just making a little contact with yourself. And giving yourself just a little more time to sit in the efforts of your practice. And taking a moment to thank yourself for making time in your day, in your life, to come to your mat, to come to yourself. It's a moment to thank your body for being wonderful. I encourage you to find as many moments as you can to be in awe of yourself today. With a small bow of my head to a small bow of yours, maybe thank you. Thank you for being here, for practicing with me, for practicing with each other. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your Sunday. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to stick around, but if not, I will see you next time. Bye everyone, thank you again. Thanks, y'all. Thanks, everyone. Have a really good rest of your Sunday. I have a couple more classes this week, and I hope to see you there. Okay. Bye.